Hello again from my front porch. It is a gorgeous day here in Iowa, a little bit warm, but still gorgeous. Loving it. It's nice to be back on the front porch. I did enjoy my trip to Florida because I got to hang out with Ashley and Josh and do work stuff. You know, I got to actually do the 3-month evaluations for my 3 new employees, and they're all doing exceptionally well also. So that was good. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is my teeth. Because I've talked a little bit about some of this, I think, but I'm going to compress it down into this episode. And I kind of felt like I needed to do this one right now, today, because in a little while I'm going to go to an oral surgery appointment that might make it a little difficult for me to do one of these then after that for however long, I don't know. But depending on my nose itches now, all of a sudden you get on camera and then your nose starts itching. Good. But depending on the anesthesia they use, I might not be able to drive myself home today. And depending on how sore everything is, I may not feel very mobile tomorrow or very talkative. You know, so we'll see how that all goes. But here's the deal. Now. My teeth, I haven't always taken care of my teeth. In fact, I'm ashamed to admit it, but for a long time, I didn't even brush. I know that sounds horrible. I say it now, and I'm like, man, what were you thinking? But, you know, I also had that mustache for 30 years, and, you know, I look back at pictures of me with the mustache, and I think, man, what were you thinking? So apparently I had a lot of that going on. But my teeth, they yellowed, and, you know, my breath was nasty, but I was just lazy. The reason I didn't brush and stuff is I was just lazy. Really, that's the sole reason. It was just such an inconvenience to have to brush my teeth every day. And so, you know, I just didn't. And amazingly, my teeth are strong enough and sturdy enough that I didn't develop any issues. As a kid, I had cavities that had to get filled. I remember that. I remember the little bit of that. But as an adult, when my adult teeth came in, to this point, knock on wood, I have not had any dental work that was needed. Now I do have some dental work that is needed. I've got the windows open here on the front porch too because it'd be sweltering otherwise, and then you get to hear noisy trucks like that one go by. Thanks, buddy. But anyway, so what I was saying was I didn't do a good job of taking care of my teeth. Fortunately, my teeth took care of themselves. They were strong enough that I didn't develop any cavities or issues or problems, and so I was able to just survive doing that, making everybody else around me uncomfortable because, again, my teeth didn't look good, and so that was, or my breath didn't smell good either, so that was the ongoing problem there. But as part of the other changes, because, you know, like I said, I had the mustache too. I got rid of that. So, and I've, you know, lost weight, and I'm back to trying to lose additional weight again. I've lost quite a bit that I had put on during the COVID time, like all of us had, but I've lost quite a bit of it, but I still have more to go. Still have more that I want to take off. But anyway, the teeth thing, I was like, you know what? I need to start taking care of my teeth. So I started brushing. I even did the whitening strips for a while. I haven't been doing those as much lately. It probably wouldn't hurt, I suppose, if I did some of those again. But I just decided I was tired of looking at the yellow teeth, and I wanted to clean them up. And so I started doing brushing, and I started taking care of. Now, I've never been a flosser. I don't know. There's just something about that. It just was always weird to me, and so I never did that. But I have been brushing every day, and so, you know, my teeth were looking better. However, you know, the previous years of neglect, you know, you can brush them now, and you can take some of the discoloration away, but the plaque that you build up during all that previous time, you're just brushing over that. You're not brushing that off because some of that can set up really, really hard. And so, and you know, well, you go to the dentist, right? And you get that stuff cleaned off. Well, that would work if I'd ever gone to the dentist, but, you know, I never felt a need to because I didn't have any toothaches. I didn't have any issues going on, and so I didn't even go in for the annual cleaning things and stuff like that. So, fast forward to today. I am doing a better job taking care of my teeth, brushing, you know, mouthwash, all that stuff, all that, you know, so you know, so that's why they look like this now instead of all yellow. However, this over here, I had broken a tooth like 3, maybe 4 years ago, about in the middle, in the top back here. I was just eating some frozen pizza with some friends and bit into, I think, part of the back crust part that was hard, and it just broke off part of that tooth. now the dentist, I did go in to see a dentist at that point. And the dentist told me what probably was is I had a cavity that had started in that tooth and had weakened the tooth. The funny thing is I hadn't felt anything. I hadn't felt any cavity pain or anything like that. So whatever. But so I had a cavity or something that had weakened that tooth for some reason. And then when I bit into that really hard chunk of pizza, it just broke part of the tooth right off. And so then the dentist said how he could fix it. And he told me that even with my insurance, this is how much it was going to cost me out of pocket for that. And the reality is I couldn't afford it. You know, like so many people with healthcare expenses, I just simply couldn't afford it. And so I was like, well, I'm going to have to wait until I can afford it. So I left thinking, all right, well, keep an eye on it and I'll just, try to save up money and try to do this. Well, then over time, it just there wasn't a lot of pain. This is the gross part. Cover your ears, you're gonna like it. But the parts of the tooth continued to keep breaking off over time. I could feel them. I'd wind up with little other pieces of the tooth, but it still stayed solid and embedded. The root stayed solid embedded in the gums, even as parts of the upper layer broke off. And the weird thing is I wasn't really feeling any discomfort, any pain. And so I sort of adopted the mindset that I'll deal with it when it becomes a problem, because right now it's not seeming to be a problem. Well, more recently here, it has started to cause pain. Every once in a while there would be something where it would just flare up here, and then I would feel the pain shoot all the way up, the side of my face and be like, ooh, I said, pop some Aleve and try to deal with that. But I thought, okay, it's to the point I just need to take care of it. Well, I went into the dentist. Now I work for a different company with different dental benefits, and frankly, I just make more money, and so I could afford to pay. But the out-of-pocket that I was being asked to pay actually was a little less than what I'd been asked to pay before. But even if I had been asked to pay the same out-of-pocket I was told before, now I could have afforded it. And so I was like, all right, so we're going to do this. We're going to get this taken care of. Well, the dentist looked at it, and this is the part of the story I told you all before. They poked around in my mouth and seemed almost disappointed, because I think he thought he was going to, there's going to be some money in this mouth here. He hadn't been to the dentist in a long time, and he's got one broken tooth. God knows what else is in here. Yeah, it's going to be money. And so he was disappointed to find out that none of my other teeth had any problems. There were no cavities, no issues, and anything else. And you have to excuse me. Even with the windows open, I'm still sweating. I'm sweating up a storm. But so it was decided I needed to get this taken care of. But the weird thing was my gums had actually grown over the stub of the tooth, what was left there, protecting it. And so that's why I hadn't been feeling pain and discomfort all this time, is because for the most part, it's been covered, it's been sealed off. So my mouth continues to take care of me that way. However, they did x-rays and discovered I had massive amounts of plaque buildup around the teeth areas. And that, of course, was causing damage to my gums. And so my teeth themselves, very strong, very, 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 very good. A lot of compliments from the doctor about those. But you can have really good teeth, and if your gums have problems, you can still lose those teeth. And see, that's where it becomes a really big issue for me, because dentures are not new to my family. Both sides of my mom and my dad's sides of the family, dentures have been very prevalent for a lot of it. And there are a lot of members of my family, not even just the old people, some who are my age or younger in my family who have dentures. Now, some of that is, again, because of dental hygiene and dental care and choices of things that they put in their mouth, smoking, chew, tobacco, whatever, stuff like that. But that's not the case with all of them. In fact, many of them, it's just the decay, the issues. And so then dentures became the solution. Personally, I like my teeth. Now, my top row of teeth I get from my mom, and they're fairly straight and fairly okay. My bottom row of teeth I get from my dad. See? He look like a crocodile jar. That's so it's like my mouth is a hybrid of the two. But I like them, they're me, and now that they're not all yellow, I don't mind showing them. I like smiling a lot more, and because I like them, I'd like to keep them, if someday I need dentures, well, it happens, but I'd like to keep these teeth for as long as I can. And so I went in yesterday and got cleaning done. Deep cleaning on this side of my mouth. They won't do the whole mouth because they won't numb your whole mouth. They're afraid you then bite your tongue or your cheek or something like that. So they only numb half of you at a time. So I have to go back on the 20th to do the other half, the other side. But oh wow, they did all the injections and stuff. That's no fun, but still they numb all that. It's that whole Bill Cosby routine where it's all numb. And literally, I did have a point of that where at the very end they gave me some mouthwash to put in and swish it around a bit and spit out. And I put it in, and someone started dribbling out because I didn't realize this part of my lip was still numb. I thought it was only over here. I took it around and immediately it starts running down my chin. I'm like, whoa. But anyway, they did all the numbing and stuff, and then I mean literally she's in there with the little metal hook thing, and even though I couldn't directly feel it from what she's doing, I could hear it. And I could imagine, I could feel the pressure. I just couldn't feel the pain. But I mean, literally, she's like scrape. And after it was all done on this side, I can touch with my tongue on the inside of my teeth, and there's some spots where I can feel the teeth, and that's the teeth here, and then they kind of taper down going into the gums, where the gums are supposed to cover that part there because it's tapering down, And I can feel some of the tapered down part and the gap then between the teeth. And the reason I can feel that is because those are spots where I had so much plaque buildup over all those years. And even though I was brushing, the plaque buildup was there, and so I'm sure it just kept building up. But that plaque buildup was then pushing the gums down and keeping the gums from being where they should be in a healthy position. And so it was not a pleasant experience overall. Well, I shouldn't say that. Overall, it actually was a pleasant experience. The dental hygienist who took care of me had a great bedside manner, was very attentive, very, very considerate about noticing when I was feeling something, and she would apologize, she'd back off. She did everything she needed to do without causing me any excessive pain whatsoever. And so I was very pleased with that. And turns out I get her again on the 20th. Yay! But today I'm going in here in just a little under an hour, and I'm going into the oral surgeon to have the tooth thing taken care of. Finally get that removed and get that done. Because the other thing is, with that there, for the last however many years, I've been chewing on this side of my mouth. I'll take a bite of something and then shift the food over to that side, and then eat. Because even though it hasn't been causing me direct pain, like you'd think broken tooth, all broken off, this is hurt. Doesn't. Even though that hasn't been causing me pain, if I start biting into foodstuffs and things there, then that could cause some discomfort. So I just need to get it out of there and get that taken care of. But so I'm getting that taken care of today. The 20th. Be taking care of cleaning up the other side, and then my teeth will be in much better shape. My whole mouth, my all of that will be in good shape. And so I'm sharing this. I'm not a big fan of the dentist. I'm not a big fan of needles. I get along with them better now than I once did. A lot better now than I once did. But I'm sharing this to encourage you. First of all, practice. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Got a frog in my throat. Ribbit. Hello, Kermit the Frog. But the thing that I want to encourage you, number one, is practice good dental hygiene daily. Even if it is just brushing in the morning and using mouthwash. Now you should do it 2-3 times a day, when you get up, before you go to bed, in the middle of the day. But not everybody can do that, and everyone finds time to do that. But at least do it once a day. At least in the morning when you start the day, or at night before you go to bed. So at least do something like that. But so do that. You probably should use your floss. I need to start learning to do that. I need to if I want to keep these pearly whites, I gotta take care of them doing that, because that's how the plaque gets built up too, because nothing was happening to knock stuff out from between the teeth. So I need to not let it revert back to that after I get all this taken care of. But then also make appointments to see your dentist. There's phobias about dentists. There's fear and people don't like all the poking of the needles or the digging around or the pain. I get that. I'm not saying that I love that either. However, it's so much better to be able to smile and to be able to know that they are your own teeth, that you've taken care of your own teeth, and that you're doing that. And so, with that being the case, you need to make sure that you're taking care of those teeth and that you're doing everything you can. That your daily care, going to the dentist for annual checkups. When you have a pain, a toothache, whatever, go to the dentist. Because, you know, if it's the initial starting of a cavity, they can put a crown on that or a cap on it and keep you from having any more damage to that tooth. And then you save your tooth. Yeah, again, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it can be expensive too. Trust me. Yes, this I know. But these are your teeth. Hang on to them. Do everything you can to support them. Well, I am literally like, I've probably lost 2 pounds in sweat out here just filming this one. So I'm going to let you go and drink some water to replenish myself and then head on up to my appointment. And with that, I will see you all next time with my big white smiling teeth from my front porch.